Hiya, welcome! I'm going to do another top 5, another wish list of most wanted pops today. Just before I get started, I noticed a couple of days ago that I've gone past 300 subscribers, and I just want to say an absolutely enormous thank you and give lots of love to every single one of my subscribers. Can't believe I've been doing Funko related videos for the last 3 months, if that, and I'm at over 300 subscribers. It's fantastic. Every subscription means a hell of a lot to me. I want to keep growing, keep this channel on the up and up, and those of you who've been really supportive with likes and comments and chats in live streams, etc, etc, that means the world to me. Your support and encouragement, and you guys all know who you are. And just everyone who's ever watched any of my videos or has just clicked that subscribe button, thank you so much. There will be another giveaway soon. I can't say exactly when. The giveaway prize has been ordered. The trouble is, it's a pre-order item and I don't know the release date. I'm going to try and find out the release date of it this week, and then I'll maybe be able to give you a bit more of a clue as to when the giveaway will be. I don't know yet, but what I can confirm is there is definitely another giveaway coming. I just can't say exactly when, but watch out for it, because I promise you, if you thought the last giveaway was good, this one is amazing. So, my top 5 most wanted music pops, or pop rocks, is that the range that they called? I'm just going to call them music pops for this video, because rock kind of sounds like too specific a genre. Obviously, as with all of these top 5s, this is very personal. You will most likely disagree with some, if not all, of my choices. And there again, I have tried to make choices that I believe may sell pretty well, specifically in America, as well as Britain and the rest of the world. Because, as we know, Funko is a predominantly North American market. There is 2 musical acts, 2 bands who I've not chosen, who normally probably would have been in this top 5. And that is Rammstein, one of my favourite bands, and the Spice Girls. And I didn't choose either of those for the simple reason I mentioned both of those as 2 music-related pop sets that I would like in my 200 subscriber Q&A, and I will put a link to that Q&A in the description so you can go and find out what I said about Rammstein and the Spice Girls. Number 5, I've gone with Madonna. I wouldn't say I'm a massive Madonna fan. I kind of liked her more when I was a kid, actually. I can sort of take or leave a lot of her more recent stuff. But I think just knowing what a legendary kind of presence she's been in the music industry for, God, what, getting on for 35 years now? Well, certainly almost as long as I've been alive. I'm just amazed there hasn't been a Madonna pop released yet. And with the Queen of Pop, as she's known, having had so many different looks, the scope for design for a Madonna Funko Pop figurine would be not endless, but there'd be a lot to choose from, and you could have chase versions and exclusives and all sorts that resemble Madonna. Number 4, I've gone with the Pet Shop Boys. Now, I'm a really big Pet Shop Boys fan. I have been since I was a teenager. I might have put these higher. They might have got to number 2, even number 1, but I was just a little bit worried that they're not quite as popular in America. I know they have a fan base all over the world. They've certainly got fans in the US, but they seem quintessentially British to me. I was just thinking about certainly bands and singers and acts who I like, and I thought a pop 2-pack, Neil Tennant and Chris Lowe, perhaps based on the tuxedos, the black suits that they wore for the legendary, iconic Actually album cover. That'd be a good 2-pack. And they've had sort of funny staged costumes as well, sort of weird looking. I've already put this at number 4 because I think it'd be quite niche, really. But I'd like to see it, and if this by some miracle came out, then you bet your sweet caboose that I would buy it. In 3rd place, I've gone for, well, the biggest rock and roll band of all time, the Beatles. Now, I do know that there is Beatles pops already out. I say already out, I think they came out quite some years ago, and the price on the second-hand market is absolutely outrageous. They're the Beatles Yellow Submarine pops. Now, I believe they were actually in the pop movies range rather than the pop rocks or music range. I could be wrong, so please, if someone wants to correct me, then please do. I think it's high time for a Beatles re-release. And there again, like with Madonna and also to a degree the Pet Shop Boys, they've had so many different looks and so many kind of memorable personas almost. You could really go to town and just create numerous different designs really. The Beatles as the young early 60s mop tops, or as in the photo that I've used, the Sgt. Pepper outfits. They would be great pops, they would. So colourful. These pops would sell like hotcakes. Anything with the Beatles and with that official licence is going to just fly out of the shops. We've not had any new Beatles pops since the Yellow Submarine ones, and I think they were classed as movie figures anyway. I would buy those yesterday. In the runner-up spot, number 2 is Oasis. Well, I say Oasis, the Gallagher brothers really. Oasis have had numerous lineup changes since their formation in the early 90s up to their split in the late noughties. Obviously the constant, the two iconic members of the Gallagher brothers, and I think there again, either as two separate pops or as a two-pack, Noel and Liam Gallagher would be great pops. I'm a big Oasis fan. I like their music, there again, since I was a teenager. I like a lot of different things. I will listen to almost anything really and give it a chance. Almost anything. Do not ask me to listen to Justin Bieber. Which reminds me, I need to wrap Captain Sexy Pants as a birthday present. Liam and Noel Gallagher, I think, would be two really fun Funko Pops. Will Oasis get back together? I think it will happen eventually. I mean, it's a shame that two brothers could fall out so drastically and with such a degree of finality almost. But if there's got to be money involved, then never say never is my motto. And the number 1 in my top 5 most wanted music pops wish list is Depeche Mode. I was only talking about Depeche Mode on live stream the other day. I nearly picked these for my 200 subscriber Q&A when Funko UK guy asked me the question about music pops that I'd like to see. But I went with Rammstein and Spice Girls. Depeche Mode, one of my favourite bands and have been for many years. They're not as good as New Order, but they're different. Although it's electronica, and I am a big electronica fan across the board really. I think pops of Dave Gahan, Alan Fletcher and Martin Gore would be brilliant. There again, they've had different looks. Martin Gore in particular, I mean, he's a beautiful man. He's aged really well. To say he's what, well into his 50s now. I'd like to know what he's drinking every morning. Depeche Mode would be a good 3-pack. There has been other members. Vince Clarke was very briefly a member in the early 80s, but unless you're really basing the pop design on the early 80s, which I don't think would be particularly good because they hadn't really forged a proper visual identity at that point. The other permanent member they had until 1993, Alan Wilder, that was like, what, 25, nearly 26 years ago, so probably not much call for a pop of him either, but I wouldn't complain if they released one. But I think just base it on the 3 mainstays, Gahan, Gore and Fletcher. So that's my wish list. Have you got any particular favoured music pops that you'd like to see released? I mean, there's just so many bands and singers and artists out there. The possibilities are almost endless, really. Tell me about it in the comments so we can have a nice conversation. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers once again. Can't tell you how delighted I am to have made 300 subs. That's absolutely marvellous. My social media is on screen there, look. Facebook and Twitter. Stashpedia is JimmyBarnes. There's no space between the Jimmy and the Barnes. I look forward to seeing you all join me for my next video. Cheers everyone. See ya.